How I lost the weight. Part 1. In the last 3 months, I've lost 8 kilos, which doesn't sound like a lot, but to someone who weighed 72 kilos, it is. Actually, I've lost more than 8 kilos. I weigh 59 kilos now. I'm 5'7", so that is a healthy weight for my height. I'm well within my BMI that I'm supposed to be in. I'm not going crazy with the weight loss or anything like that. Basically, what I started doing originally, my first idea was to cut out as much sugar as possible because I was addicted to sugary things. So I started buying diet sodas and diet Pepsi and things like that, Pepsi Max in Australia, I believe it's called. I think it's Diet Pepsi in other countries. Because I can't go without Pepsi. So that was something I wasn't willing to sacrifice completely. I went from having a cup of tea with 3 sugars about 5 times a day to having cups of coffee with lactose-free, 99% fat-free skim milk and half a teaspoon of raw sugar. That took about a week for me to get used to. And I drink a lot of coffee because I smoke. Nothing goes better with the smoke than a coffee, to be honest. I stopped snacking out of boredom. I stopped eating after dinner. And I started noticing a really steady weight loss. I wasn't meaning to lose weight at first. I was just meaning to be healthier. But I did have quite a tummy because that is where I carry all of my weight. When I put weight on, I get a big belly. I look pregnant. But now it's quite flat, and I haven't done any extra exercise. This has all been through diet. I eat in the morning a yogurt and a banana. I get the Yo Pro yogurts, which are only 0.2% fat. They come in loads of different flavors. Like my favorite one is blueberry and then mango, and I think they have apricot. And I don't like the plain one. The plain one tastes like cheese. And I don't like that in my yogurt. And I'll have a small to medium banana. And then for lunch, I'll have a salad or a 97% fat-free muffin. Even though that has a lot of sugar in it, it's okay because you've cut out sugar in other places. You're not eating candy anymore. You're not going crazy on the chocolate. And then I have a normal dinner. And instead of eating until I'm full, I eat until I'm not hungry anymore, which is something I never did before. I actually got that tip off my younger sister. My younger sister has a great little body, and she always has have. And I said, "What's your secret?" And she said, "I just eat until I'm not hungry instead of eating until I'm full because I don't like the feeling of being overfull." And coming from a WOG family, you kind of always eat until you are stuffed. There's always enough to have seconds. There's always enough to have thirds. And everything tastes good. So you tend to eat until you're uncomfortable, which was something that I would do on a regular basis. I would eat until I was uncomfortable. If I went to a restaurant, I would make sure I always finished my meal, whether I was full or not. And that's been, I think, the biggest contributor to the weight loss, aside from the less sugar, is just eating until you're not hungry anymore. I will eventually do a before and after video. I don't really know how to edit that at the moment with the software that I have. I'm using Debut by NCH, and I actually paid for it. So I've got the full software. So if anyone knows how to use it properly, you can always inbox me or comment below and I'll get in touch with you. You can email me. My email's listed on my YouTube channel. I think that's pretty much all I did. And I've just stuck to it, except for yesterday. Yesterday was Easter, and I did eat quite a few chocolate eggs and a chocolate hot cross bun and a huge dinner. I was absolutely full to the brim after dinner yesterday. But one day of eating badly will not make you fat. The same as one day of eating well will not make you skinny. You have to stick to whatever you're doing. So find what works for you and stick to it. Don't have a cheat day. Don't munch on things after dinner. Don't go for the sugary snacks. Go for things that have natural or artificial sweeteners in them. I know people say that artificial sweetener is bad for you, but I've had no adverse effects. My skin has actually cleared up a lot since I've been eating this way. My toileting has been a lot more regular. I'm just overall feeling a lot healthier. My mental health has been a lot better up until today. I don't know if that's attributed to diet or just environment. That's pretty much all I did. And I lost a lot of weight in 3 months. It's not hard. You've just got to stick to it. And I know that's hard for some people because some people comfort eat and some people eat when they're sad and some people eat when they're happy and some people want that feeling of being stuffed. Otherwise, they don't feel like they've had enough. But don't do that. If you want to lose weight, you can. Everybody can. Everybody can lose weight. Like everybody can gain weight. I gain weight very easily as I lose it. If I was to start eating the way I was before again, I would gain the weight back in a month. Easily. It's just my body type. I have an hourglass figure. So my weight tends to come onto my upper arms and tummy and butt and upper legs, thighs. So I don't want to get too skinny because I do enjoy my hourglass figure. I think I'm quite happy at the weight I am now. I'm just going to start eating a little bit more to maintain the weight instead of losing more weight. And yeah, there was no secret to it really. Just stick to what you know is healthy because you know what you're doing to put on weight. You can see in the mirror when you're putting on weight. You can feel it in your clothes. And to fit back into your old jeans is an amazing feeling. To be a size 8 again, an Australian size 8, I don't know what that is in other countries, but to be a size 8 again is amazing because I was a size 12. And there's nothing wrong with being a size 12. So size 12 women are beautiful. All women are beautiful. But if you want to lose weight because you're feeling uncomfortable in your own skin, this is what I did. And it wasn't that hard. It wasn't that hard at all. And your stomach does shrink. You don't feel as hungry anymore after about 2 weeks. I did the 40-hour famine every year when I was in high school. And I would notice that after the first 24 hours, I didn't feel hungry. And the same thing applies to general dieting. After a couple of weeks, you don't crave those foods anymore. You don't crave the sugar. You don't crave the saturated fat. I'm also a pescatarian, so that probably helps because meat does contain a lot of saturated fat. I'm not saying you have to be a pescatarian. You can do this with meat. Just eat lean meats. Eat meat that has not that much fat on it. Eat chicken. Chicken's a good one. I eat a lot of fish. I eat a lot of tuna. Tuna in brine, not tuna in spring water. So I haven't really cut down on the salt, otherwise I get cramps if I cut down on salt. I'm a very crampy person. I'll get a foot cramp or a hand cramp or a cramp in my neck. So yeah, that's what I did and it worked for me. If you have any questions or queries or anything like that or you want to give me some tips, maybe? Because I do want to kind of, my tummy is much flatter, but I would like it to be more toned. And I know that I should do sit-ups or something, but I'm really not the exercising type. I was years ago. I used to go to the gym 6 days a week. In my previous relationship, I was often told that I wasn't skinny enough. So I got really into the gym, and I lost a lot of weight then, but I put it all back on when I started dating Matt, because he let me eat whatever I wanted. And he didn't question my decisions, and he never told me I was fat, and he never told me I need to lose weight. But in my own mind and in my own self, I wasn't comfortable and I wasn't happy. So I made the changes. When I came out here to move to the country, I said, I'm going to change my life. This is a new start. And part of that was starting a new life with my fiance. You know, a part of that was losing weight. Part of that was looking after myself better. Taking my meds every morning and every night instead of forgetting about them because they made me feel sick. That's also important. If you are on medication that makes you put on weight, and unfortunately a lot of people who have schizophrenia or bipolar are, a lot of antidepressants and antipsychotics will make you put on weight because they make you very, very hungry for sugary and fatty foods. They make you crave it. I was on Seroquel a few years ago, and in a month I put on 11 kilos, and that's when I went to the gym. I had to go off Seroquel after a month because they said I would get diabetes. And I went to the gym and lost all the weight that way. I was actually eating a lot back then, but I was going to the gym 6 days a week for at least 2 hours every day. And working hard with weights, not cardio. I have tachycardia, which means my heart rate is a bit faster than everybody else's. Miley Cyrus has it too, apparently. I saw her on YouTube. It doesn't slow me down, but when I do cardio, I get puffed the fuck out. It makes me feel sick and it makes me vomit. So I don't do hard cardio. I might get on the bike for maybe 10 minutes if I do get on the bike at all, or the treadmill for 5 to 7 minutes if I get on it at all. But I really prefer weights. Weights are my thing. And resistance training and HIIT. I know HIIT is cardio, but it's very short bursts of cardio. You only do a HIIT training session for about 20 minutes, and that doesn't seem to affect me too much. But like I said, this time around, I didn't exercise anymore. I walk a lot because I can't drive because of my schizophrenia, but I do walk a fair bit. It's only a small town, so nothing's too far away, so I walk to most things. But even now, with Matt driving and we don't walk as much, I haven't put on any weight from it. I've still continued losing weight. And it's just because I've cut out the sugar and the saturated fat. And yeah, now I'm just going to try to maintain it. So if you've got any tips on maintaining weight, because that's where I have trouble. Once I lose the weight, I either continued losing it and end up getting too skinny and uncomfortable with that, or I put the weight back on because I started eating the same way again. I'm not sure how to get to that happy medium. So if you have any tips on how to get to that happy medium, comment below or inbox me or email me. That'd be great. But that's about it. That's what I did.